Let's talk about email strategy, and email systems. I'm going to walk you through what I do on Kids Activities blog, what I'm moving to on Kids Activities blog, and how that's kind of all come to be because of the goals and kind of the experiences that I've had through the years of struggling with email. And so I am a blogger. I may use my email a little different than you might want to use your email, but I feel like when I tell you what I do and why, that could give you some insight and how some things that might work for you, even if you are not a blogger using it for traffic. So I have been through so many different email classes and so many different email trainings, all sorts of different people from bloggers to internet marketers, and none of it really worked for me. And so, in fact, it was very, very frustrating because I felt like when I was put in a box where I was like, you need to have just one call to action and you need to have a story that ends in some sort of lesson that draws the person to that call to action. Like, I'm a writer and it paralyzed me because I realized that my stories don't ever have resolutions. I'm not like, I don't know, like I'm never like, and then the lesson I learned was, because I'm like, my life's a hot mess. Like my lessons are more global and less daily, I guess is my point. So that did not work for me, and I tried and tried and tried, and I just ended up like with weird emails and not any traffic. And so I was paying for this massive list and I was literally paying for email. So this is where this started happening about 18 months ago. As I'm like, if I'm going to pay for this list, I am going to pay for this list with at least traffic. I'm a blogger. I know I can drive traffic. I have great content on Kids Activities blog. I'll just do that. And then I thought, well, the other thing is, since it's email's personal, I'm going to try to increase the like, no, trust factor of me and Kids Activities blog through email as well. So that was my two goals with my email at first, was drive traffic so I could pay for my email, and then number two, increase the like, no, trust factor so people like wanted to open my emails. And I felt like that would help me down the road with sales or pushing affiliate or my own products. So that's kind of the road I went on. The other thing is I decided that I was going to email a lot, because mathematically, if I'm going to pay for my email list with traffic, I'm going to have to do that a lot. In fact, I have a chart that kind of outlines that, like how many, if you're paying a certain amount of for your email list, how much traffic you would probably have to push to make it worth your while. So mathematically, which all problems can be solved with the math, is that you're going to have to email more often if you're going to go for traffic. So I email about 5 to 6 times a week, my email list. I get a lot of unsubscribes. I celebrate those because those are people that do not want to hear from me, that I no longer have to pay for. I try to keep my subscriber rate higher than my unsubscribe rate, just so that my list is growing. And that's really the only thing I worry about when it comes to those numbers. So if I have, like yesterday, I had 201 unsubscribes to my list, but no big deal. I had over 300 people that opted in. So as long as that's growing and people are unsubscribing, I feel like that's like good riddance. And it just makes the world a better place when you get to choose whether you want to hear from me or not. So in general, what I've been doing over the last 18 months is I do a link list for Kids Activities blog that's usually between 10 and 12 links. Some of them are themed around like, hey, paper plate crafts, hey, things to do for Christmas, hey, things to do this, things to make for dinner, all that kind of stuff. And then probably about half of them, or if not more, are kind of recent posts or random, what I would call like a random roundups. Do not be afraid to do random things because people are curious, and those click-through rates are generally even a little bit higher on those random things. We mix it up just for fun and because we're kind of bored. The number 2 thing I would say is split test, if you're able, your subject lines. You can make a massive difference in your open rates, especially at first if you're just getting to emailing your list regularly, through choosing the right subject line. So I split test those for a long time. They don't have to be that different. Just reword things a little bit differently. Be thoughtful about why you're doing it to test, say, oh, I think I'm going to test this out first, or test these words out first. One of the things that I found out when I split test is that my people generally like to open up an email where I mention 3 things. Remember, I'm usually putting a link list, so it's easy to put 3 random things. And they also open up more often if I have the words for kids in the subject line. So I'll usually have like Harry Potter dollhouse, Fisher Price mower, and Netflix shows you have to watch with your kids. So 3 different things. They want to be curiosity based. The more kind of, oh, what's she talking about? The better. That probably wasn't the best example, but come on, I'm just standing here. So then I do a chatty intro to increase the like, no, trust factor. I do not worry about tying up loose ends. It's more of what story I would tell you if we met like on the street today and we were like, hey, what's up? And I'd be like, oh my gosh, the craziest thing happened to me. Or I'm like, nothing's happened lately. Like that's how I write them because that's how I am in real life. And so it's easy for me to keep that up. I'm not like pretending. And since I am terrible at drawing some sort of big lesson, amazing lesson from my things that happen every day, that has taken the pressure off. So some of those stories might be 2 or 3 sentences. Some of those stories might be a full-on story because sometimes I have something like an armadillo was stuck in my garage. I can write a story about that. But like yesterday, I don't even know what I'm gonna write on my email today. Like I walked 9 miles, but I don't know how exciting that is. And so I might even put it that way. So it doesn't always have to be like the armadillo in the garage story, because if you have a lot of those stories, your life is way more exciting than mine. Which would be great for your email list, by the way. But don't be afraid to write just kind of the chatty, hey, I've been thinking this, or hey, like I saw this quote that I really liked, or hey, I read this book and I thought of this because of it. Just what you would talk to with a friend. Remember, the goal here is like no trust. So takes the pressure off of being brilliant. I do like, know, and trust brilliant people, but for me that would be unsustainable over massive amounts of email, especially if I'm writing those stories 5 days a week. All right, so I'm going to show you, so basically what I've been doing up until now are the ones that are just in the blue boxes, the like, no, trust. I do that daily. The link list, that's changed out daily. And then I do my salutation, which is always hugs, Holly. And then a PS. In my PS, up until this point, I've tried to do what I call a chatty call to action. So I might call out something that I want them to go see, a Facebook group I want them to join, a product that we might have had an affiliate for, or a product of our own that we want to push. I'm going to be changing that to a chatty call to money. I'm ready to get to the point where we're doing more monetization of the emails, and so this is what we're moving to. So we're going to do like, no, trust. We're going to do a first call out for one of our products, and we are creating those. Right now we have 3 or 4 different products. I'm thinking right now we'll be changing those out weekly. One of the reasons for it is you forget that a lot of times people need to hear about something like 8, 9 times before they actually purchase. So if I throw that into the email and I have it at least once in the email for a whole week, that's going to cover some of that stuff. By the way, I use Convertkit, so I'm also going to tag those people that click through on that product because I want that list. And we'll talk more about that down the road, but I want that list of people that were interested in that product, even if they don't buy. All right, and then we're going to do the link list. We're going to do some sort of affiliate product of the day. This might be a blog post that says, hey, this is the top thing that's trending right now, or back to school finds or stuff like that. But it'd be some sort of call out to an affiliate thing. If it's on Amazon, that's going to be a blog post, or it's going to be to the storefront, not a direct Amazon product. And then in the PS, we're going to do some sort of chatty call to action for money-wise. So probably most of the week that will be a kind of restatement of that product, our own product, because we're going to make more money generally on our own products. And then we'll throw that in just so it's not the same every day with one of the affiliate products or two every once in a while. So I'm trying to, like, this call to action at the end, the PS, is a really easy way to be chatty. And but most people read the PS. So it's a really good place to like be, hey, don't forget blah, or hey, I wanted you to, just draw your attention to this. I really love it because XYZ. So that is the way. And so if you're just, what we did for so many years was just the like, no trust, the link list, and the PS call to action of some sort. And some of those were monetized, some of them are not. Do not be afraid to deviate from this, especially if you're if you have a short little announcement or something like that. It's good for people to occasionally open up your email and have something a little bit different there. So this should get you started, and what we're going to do is I will be creating kind of a spreadsheet of sorts that where we can put these together. Right now, how we're maintaining it is I have someone make these link lists for me and just put them as drafts in my email client, and I write this and then schedule it. And so that's been working really well. So I'll usually do this and the PS, and they'll do that middle part. It's probably what I'm going to be doing now is making kind of a database of all these different components that can be kind of mixed and matched, so that someone can go in and pull a story, pull a link, a product, pull that, and then know that, okay, that product is going to work all week, and then we'll change these affiliate things out each day. All right, if you have any questions,